Hey guys, welcome back to the Whole Heart Journey. My name is Meredith Hudson, and I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so thankful. And if you're watching me on camera right now, I changed up my location. I literally am still in the dining room. I've moved maybe like, I don't even know how many yards. Would this be feet? Maybe like 3 feet. But you know what? That can kind of change the whole vibe. So I don't know if you'll like these vibes better than the ones I usually be given, but hopefully y'all do. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I did not check myself to make sure it even looks good. So let's go with the best. But thing here is that y'all are the OGs. Y'all are the MVPs. This is intimate. This is special. This is the community. And that's what I love so much about a startup is the OGs. You never forget the people who were there of the beginning of something. You know what I'm saying? And this is kind of one of those things. Like you just don't forget those people. So yeah, like for real, if you are here and you're really enjoying this podcast, I'd love to like somehow thank you. So yeah, definitely comment. This is not one of those things that's like get engaged, I promise you. But comment so I can thank you. Like so I know you're listening. Don't just hide in the shadows like a little, cute little like, little creeper. Like you're not creepy. This is not going the way I wanted it. But comment so that way I know that you're there, and that way I can thank you and say you're a real one and I love you, and trust me when I say I will never forget you, okay? But let's get down to business. This is one of those like podcast episodes that I feel like we really, really just need to have. And it's one of those that I really hope that you can almost like pull out of your pocket, turn on and listen to whenever you are going through this and you need to be reminded. Because every single day I have conversations with my clients who just woke up and they had one of those days or went to bed being in this like headspace. And it is is this worth it or not mindset? And I like to call this like the place that you find yourself in before literally hitting and overcoming one of the biggest milestones in your journey. And I don't know if that makes sense, but like every time you experience a moment of like severe doubt and you're really, really struggling and you're just like, I don't think this is possible. I don't think I can do it. You genuinely, like, it never fails. I experience this. I see it with my clients all the time, but every time someone finds themselves in this spot, and they choose to keep moving forward, it's like they have a massive breakthrough very shortly after. And there's probably a lot of reasons for that. It's not, you chose one of the most difficult things that you can do. It's such a hard decision to continuously choose yourself, and not pick the easy route and say, nah, this is it. This is too hard. This is for me. I'm just going to go ahead and turn around, head right back where I was, and pretend like this journey didn't exist. And then maybe one day I'll revisit it in the future. And we got to talk about it because everyone always asks me, like, what kept you going, Meredith? What kept you going on your journey? You really want to know what kept me going? Was the actual fact that I had years of journeys that I started that left me with so much regret that I never kept going on. I would literally start a journey. It would be too hard. I would quit, obviously. I can't do this. This is way too hard. It was easier to just say, I can't do this and convince myself it wasn't worth it. I would quit. And then a year later, I will find myself on that date. I always remember the date that I started my journeys. I always did. And sometimes it'll be like multiple dates throughout the year. To be honest, it'll be like April 1st. Then you got November 30th or 28th. I don't know if November has 30 days. Does it? Ugh. Anyway, I would remember all these dates. I remember all my day ones. And every year that passed by, when I found myself on that date, I'd be like, man, Meredith, where would you be if you kept going? Like, it would have been a year from the day that you started your journey, like, where would you be by now? And instead, what I would be facing is I would be looking at myself, asking myself why I didn't keep going, filled with so much regret. And I always found myself at a heavier and worse place physically, mentally, and emotionally. Every single time, every single year. And I struggled with my weight since I was 8 years old. It was like every single year, it was just like I gained more and more and more weight. And where I was mentally and emotionally got worse. How I felt health-wise, like energy-wise, like just overall physical, like well-being got worse and worse and worse and worse. And so it was that data. It was that very thing that kept me going. It was the actual fact of being like, I have shown myself what happens when I choose the other path of moving, like going backwards, like turning around and quitting on myself. Like, I have years of data of what happens and what comes from doing that. And so this journey, the difference is like, I'm going to find out what happens when you keep going. I'm going to find out what's on the other side, because I already know what's up when I turn around and I go right back to that comfort zone. I go right back to like emotionally being attached to food, like drinking alcohol days on days on days throughout the week. Like, I know what comes from that. And now I'm at the same crossroad that I have hit every single time I've ever been on a journey. And instead of turning around, I am choosing to move forward. And that was literally the biggest difference on my journey. That is what kept me going, was the actual fact of knowing what comes from not moving forward. Now, I know for someone that has never struggled with their weight, like listening to this would be like, this is the silliest thing I've ever heard. Like, why would someone not move forward? Like, why would they choose to give up and like go back if they knew nothing good was going to come from that? And like, if they really hate being in the body that they're in, and they do feel so physically sick, and they know that the only way to make a change is to stay the course and move forward. Like, why would anyone get to this point after starting, maybe after investing money, maybe after like whatever? Why would anyone choose to go back? You have no idea how hard it is to move forward. This isn't one of those like, well, let's see, this is common sense wise. Yeah, I should probably move forward. Like, it is so hard. Like, and it's uncomfortable. And I wish everyone, and I mean, I don't wish everyone knew this, but like at the same time, I wish everyone could have an understanding of what it feels like to have, like, especially like an emotional, like, bondage to food and what that feels like. And I hate how so many people like just shame so many people like for it. Like, I understand like from the outside looking in, if you never struggled with it, like how it might look. But like me, for so long, like I found happiness in food. Like, my happiness every single day was like tied to food. It was like the one big thing every single day that I knew was going to bring me like pure joy. In general, like food was the experience. It was literally the actual act of being able to come home, like have my fast food that I already grabbed, like sit on the couch, turn on the TV, like get comfortable. I would wear granny panties in my big like I call it like my fat shirt. And so it would be like, I just had big t-shirts that I would just like full-fledged chill in, and with my granny panties smacked on. I'm sitting on the couch. It's super dark in my house. I got my food. I'm just chilling, and I'm eating. Like, that was something that made me so happy. And so when you start a diet, you're essentially doing, or start like your journey, not a diet, but when you start your journey, you're changing what you're eating. You're now forced to spend that free time that maybe you like doing, the thing that I just listed, like just talked about, like sitting on the couch watching TV. You're now forced to kind of like sacrifice that time, quote unquote, sacrifice that time to now go work out. You're basically telling someone like, hey, you're going to not experience those little moments of happiness. You're now going to have to spend time doing something that you really probably don't want to do and that makes you feel really uncomfortable, and some days might make you feel embarrassed. And you just got to keep going, even though every day that you wake up, you're looking in the mirror and you feel like nothing has changed, or you're waking up every day and nothing has changed because maybe you're still struggling with your nutrition, but you're like still showing up for yourself in some ways. And so it's just a lot. It's a lot. But that is why, and this might sound weird when I say it out loud, but I need you to just go with it. That's why people like me really matter in this space. Like as a coach, as a content creator, influencer, whatever, it's because I do understand what it feels like to be on that side and to live on that side and to literally find so much joy in being in that comfort zone. Like even finding so much joy, but also so much pain in that comfort zone. Like I literally know what that feels like. And I literally chose that for most of my life. What, 60, 70, 80% of my life? I don't even know. I can't calculate it up. But that's where I always chose to be. And it was so hard not to choose that. But one time I chose not to. And I chose to just choose the path of moving forward and not giving up and going to the easier route, saying, nope, I'm done. It's not worth it. I can't do it. And I decided to keep moving forward and do the right thing, fuel my body, eat enough, work out, weight train, make real changes in my journey, make real changes in my mindset, make real changes. I chose to do that. And you know what? I think one of the biggest things is like, I didn't know a couple things. One, I really don't think I ever, and I mean, obviously since I was like a child, but I don't think I ever realized how I was supposed to feel because I normalized the way that I felt for so long. Meaning like I normalized feeling really sick. I normalized headaches. I normalized not having energy. I normalized like all these like things I experienced. Like I just normalized them. I just thought that was like a way of life and it's just part of it. But when I finally moved forward and obviously made these changes in my, like I lost 120 pounds and so forth, like, and it didn't even take me losing 100. I mean, even like when I was down 40 pounds, like I was already like feeling like the drastic difference of my like quality of life. But like I felt good for the very first time, I think, in my life. Like I had energy. And I know that sounds like such a small thing. But if someone's had energy and never experienced life with literally 9, where you feel like putting one foot in front of the other is like difficult, or you are literally laying on a couch and it is taking your absolute all to get up and get off of the couch. Like you're at work and you're literally just like wanting to crawl out of your skin because you're so tired and all you want to do is go home. Like I thought that was normal. That was normal because a lot of people are living in that state. And a lot of people are like, I'm exhausted. I am plain out tired. I blah, 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 blah. Like a lot of people are normalizing that. So in return, you think that's normal. But when you make a change in your health, you realize that is so far from the truth. Like you feel good, bro. You don't have energy dips. Like you're not sitting there like waking up and then like exhausted, and you're not hitting like an energy dip at 12, 2 o'clock, and you're not exhausted by the end of the day. Like you will have moments that, yeah, sometimes you're like, I'm a little sleepy, but you're never getting to a place of pure exhaustion when you are healthy and when you're taking care of yourself. That doesn't happen. That's not a thing. And so like the very first thing that I learned was like, wow, like I feel good. I feel good. And that obviously changed the way that I lived every single day. Like it drastically changed my day-to-day life. And because I felt good and because it changed my everyday life, I also had like way drastic changes in who I was as a person. Like, I felt like I was always a happier person, but I was also a very quick to anger person. I got frustrated very easily. I was easily like irritable, and I just like, I don't know. I wasn't fooling me. I just felt like I was always on edge and about to snap, to BH. And my brothers used to call me crazy because, yeah, my emotions were so like one extreme to the other. And so when I got healthy and I actually felt good and everything, it changed and mellowed out my emotions. Like I'm just like, it takes a lot for me to be like quick to anger or irritable. Like it's really out of character. Like, I'm very neutral and I'm happy and I'm just like, and that in return helps me with my relationships, especially my marriage. And I'll just be completely transparent. Me and my husband used to have like screaming arguments. Like, we would be that couple out in the country, and like when we got in a bad fight, yeah, we would be just screaming at each other. And since I've lost my weight, I do not think, don't quote me on it, but I don't think we have had a screaming argument. Our arguments look very much like, let's sit down and have a conversation. I'm sure that comes with maturity, but I was always the reason why arguments turned in that way. My husband never screams at me, like, ever, even back then. It was always me being the one that's like super loud and super like, freaking out and so forth. It was just like this reaction. And so I noticed not only just a change in feeling good, I changed me as a person. I was just like emotions were more stable. I was stable. So that was obviously crazy. Now, the second thing that I learned is because of all that, and because I genuinely I'm on this journey and I'm choosing to move forward and I keep going, obviously I'm losing weight, and the further I go, the healthier I get, right? It made showing up for myself easy. So the choosing yourself and keep moving forward isn't really necessarily a thing anymore, because like you're addicted to the way that you feel, right? But it's hard to get there because you have to get through the awkward, difficult, painful milestones, moments, whatever you want to call it, that isn't like that, where it's like you hadn't seen really maybe any results, and maybe you are still strongly struggling with being consistent in your nutrition and so forth, whatever, and like maybe you're falling into binge eating or whatever. But like, that is obviously really difficult because you're like essentially like in a place to where moving forward feels impossible. It also feels pointless, and you're also convinced like you're not capable. But that is short-lived. Like, when you just continue to keep just saying, all right, no matter what, I'm just going to keep moving forward, and you just get past those, it's like either going to be one or two moments, like one or two like crossroads, whatever. Everyone's different. Maybe sometimes we have a little bit more because maybe our emotions are really, really kind of just like spiraling in many moments throughout our journey. Like, everyone reacts to different things differently. But for a lot of times, like it might just be a couple times, like you're in this place of like, I just got to keep moving forward. I just got to do it, right? Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone's journey is different, okay? But then you get to a place where when you actually start seeing some results and you start actually feeling drastically different, choosing yourself every single day, regardless of the point if you're at your goal or not, or close to your goal or not, or at the halfway mark or not, it like is 20 times easier. You're going to sometimes have moments where you're frustrated and you're like, meh, I'm 80 pounds down and I still have to lose 20 pounds, or I still have to lose 30 pounds. And you start kind of becoming that girl. We all become her. I did too. Trust me, I did too, where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm only 80 pounds down. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? Like, I didn't even think it was possible for me to lose 10 pounds. Your life has forever changed because you just drastically feel different. Like, you're a completely different person, and we're complaining about 10, 20, 30 more pounds that we gotta lose. Come on, bestie. But we all reach those moments, but it's not hard for us to keep moving forward. It's not hard. Like, even though we might be in a midst of frustration, it's not hard. So really, I think that's an important piece to this episode, is understanding that you really only gotta grind and do something that's painfully difficult to do only for a short amount of time in your journey. And after that, it's easy, because it's easy to continue moving forward when you see results. And it's easy to move forward whenever you feel good. It's easy to move forward when you're confident. And I don't know, you grow more and more in your confidence and your belief in yourself and everything through proof of the actual act, like that it's working. So when it's not actually showcasing that it's working yet, like, you will be like literally in war in your head. But you just got to understand, like, nothing changes overnight. I know you hear it all the time, and I know it's the most annoying thing in the entire world, but nothing changes overnight, and you have to respect that. You have to honor that, and like just get it. We didn't gain the weight overnight. Like, this was something that was years in the making. I didn't reach 260 pounds, well, 256 pounds. I'll just be 100% on my weight. I didn't get to 256 pounds in 1 month or 1 year. So the fact that I thought that I could lose the amount of weight that I need to like lose in 1 month or 1 year, is so unfair to myself. Why is it that we're putting ourselves in a headspace to feel like a failure for something that is unrealistic? And it's also not healthy. In the beginning of your journey, when you are inconsistent and you're not consistent enough to see results, you will be tested to give up. You will be convinced you're not capable. You will think maybe this isn't the best time. Whatever it is that comes in your head, you have to understand that none of that's true, and you have to just keep moving forward. And you just gotta give yourself the time and the patience and the ability to make these changes. Let the changes that you're making and the actions and the way that you're spending time throughout the day be something that you're proud of. Even if you're not perfect, even if it was just a 10-minute walk, even if it was you only made breakfast at home, but maybe you got fast food for dinner, like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's still so many choices throughout the day that you're making for yourself that you should be very, very proud of. And every single day that you do that, you legitly like build up on top of it. Like, you get better day after day, day after day. And you're going to sit there and think, no, that's not true. That's not true. Yes, it is. How do you think I got here? It gets better. And it all comes from just loving yourself through the process, understanding that it takes time, giving yourself the ability to do it, not comparing yourself to somebody else. Literally shut out the noise from anyone that wants to give their 2 cents. Like, literally shut them up and do you. Trust a plan. If you're a client of mine, my goodness, just trust in me. And I'm telling you right now, it will all come out and play. But let your mindset changes and how you feel and everything be good enough for the progress that you see. And then when you keep moving forward, the results will pour in and how you feel will change and literally everything about it. And then after that, boom, you're smooth sailing to the finish line. You're smooth sailing to the finish line. And nothing's going to stop you. And you're not going to stop yourself. And you're not going to convince yourself it's not possible, because you've already proved to yourself you're capable and that you're going to do it. So, I don't know. Hopefully this makes sense. But I just want to say that I'm proud of you guys for being on your journey. Whether you're losing 20 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 200 pounds, like, being on a journey is difficult. And it takes a tremendous amount of mental strength to do it. And you got to give yourself mad creds for that. Like, be proud of the fact that you're on a journey. You know how many people refuse to do what you're doing every single day? People will even convince you not to do it. Like, what you're doing is so cool and so commendable. Like, people will literally hate on you for doing it. They will feel uncomfortable around you because you're doing it. They will try to convince you that what you're doing is wrong. Why do you think people are doing that? It's because what you're doing is incredible. So many people, and I'm going to end on this note, so many people told me what I was doing was wrong. So many people tried to convince me to do my journey differently. I had people hating on the fact that I was eating carbs, hated on the fact the amount of food that I was eating, hated the fact that I lifted weights, even made comments about the fact that my journey was taking quote unquote too long. Okay. in general, like, hating on me. And guess what? When I lost 120 pounds, who do you think they try to hire as a coach? Me. So, yeah, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, like, turn off the noise. Look at the big picture. You have one decision to make and two options. Move forward or turn around and go right back where you started. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? That matters. And you got to start asking yourself that question when you face these moments and be like, don't think short term, think long term. Because now where I'm at in my life, I've already been over double the amount of time that it took me to lose the weight. It's been 4.5 years of maintaining this weight loss that only took me 2 years to accomplish. Come on now. This is life changing. And you deserve to know what that feels like. Nothing good comes from choosing easy. I promise you that. Nothing good. And we know that. We've proven that to ourselves how many times now? So, for you, my friend, I know what you're capable of. And I probably was exactly like you. And if not worse, in a place where I struggled even more so. So you got to just like believe in yourself and remember that I am not special. There's nothing special about me. And it really just came from a fact of just saying I decided to move forward. And I really hope you do too. Listen to this podcast whenever you have those days and when you just need that refresher. And if you're in the midst of feeling that right now, I sure do love you and I'm proud of you. And I know after hearing this, my girl's moving forward because period. If you still are in a place where you feel like you're struggling and you don't know, message me immediately and let me know because I will literally call you. Okay. I love you. And y'all have an amazing day. Bye. Goodbye.